Hello and welcome to Bergkamp Wonderland. No, hello and welcome to Magic Mike and the GFP Wonderland. We are here tonight, just the two of us. Look, he's there.
I'm here. Look, this is not a split screen.
There's no green screens involved.
I'm sorry, you hate being touched. Sorry. Plus I'm filthy, so.
He's sitting in a taller chair than me. We are about the same height. So I have to go up and you have to squeeze down a little bit. There you go.
So yeah. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful visit. The love affair has finally been consummated. Either that or the father and the son. I don't know which is which have finally been reunited, but that not for a love affair. But yeah, you've made me feel quite a bit at home.
That's good. And tell people about our day. What have we done?
Oh, man. Well, first, we both went running across the parking lot. After 20 minutes of me trying to find the car, because you gave me incorrect instructions on how to get off.
Because you got off the train and ran for your life.
I did. I just ran to the first beard that I saw. But
and that was an old lady, so that ended badly.
Oh, she was hot, though. So once we finally connected, it was a warm, tender moment. We cried. We wept. We talked about our humble beginnings, and then we what did we do? I don't remember anything after that.
We got back in the van and then come back to my house.
No, we went shopping for sweets.
That's it. We did. We went to. It's only for the people in the UK. We went to Wilkinson's and looked for a spanner. That's a wrench in American, monkey wrench in American language.
Yes.
And now I know how Chris feels. I still feel quite small. No wonder Chris is always moody.
We had a wrench. So we all got a wrench, but really I think the cover for the wrench was that you just needed to get 80 different pounds of sweets.
Look, it's Thingy.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I haven't seen Drago for a while. I mean, he might be taking a break from podcasts, or maybe it's because we're taking a break from podcasts, but
I like this from It's Scriven. Mike looks like he's just escaped from prison.
It's because of the orange jumpsuit. Really, I think this is what American prisoners wear generally. But I wanted to dress up for you.
You did.
And not just wear the Arsenal shirt. Right. Plus, they're all filthy because I've been in like 9 Arsenal games, and the clothes are dirty. So we went shopping for sweets. We got 97 different kinds of Danny's favorite candy. He almost got nicked for shoplifting because we bought crunchies in one place,
Wilkinson's,
and then brought them into another place,
Poundland,
and I said they're going to think that I bought these here. And I said, no, give them to me. They know me here. They know my candy.
They know me in Poundland.
They did. 8 people came up to him in Poundland and said hello, people he hadn't seen in years. I mean, the guy is as famous in Manchester as Huntington, whatever. He's a celebrity.
It's a lie. Only one person did. That's Tony, who I went to school with, and he wouldn't come near me because his wife's got COVID.
Which is great for the next person I see in public. But
yeah.
And then what happened? Then you ran into somebody else that you knew, and you were playing bumper cars for a little while. There was like a 3-way pile up on the sidewalk, and then back to the humble abode. And let me tell you, this studio is everything that you think that it is. It's deluxe. This is like when Howard Stern got his new studio at Sirius XM, and it was like the entire 80th floor of the McGraw-Hill building in New York. That's basically what we're dealing with.
What he's not telling you is he came in here, and the first thing he did, he screamed, "The home of podcasting!" And he laid on the floor and rolled around like a dog with an itchy ass.
I did the like the snow angel thing, except there was no snow. It was just dust and cats. And I like to consider myself a student of the game. And
what game? No, that's the question.
I have no idea. Parcheesi, Hungry Hippos, which I think we decided we were going to play on air with.
I've already started. I've had 3 of them.
But yeah, the podcasting game. I like to know where if there was a museum of podcasting, and specifically Arsenal podcasting, this would be it. So I wanted to take my time, go from wing to wing of the home. Visit, this is where he wakes up before he does a podcast, like right before he does a podcast. This is where all of the FIFA is played. This is where he yells at his daughter to scratch his arms. And it's just, I mean, this has been a tour that I never could have imagined. I mean, the Leicester game away,
nothing.
Good day. Today's a great day. And
then we went out for a walk. We went through my village. We went traffic lights. That was good. Then we went past White Hart Lane.
We did go. He didn't tell me that the road right around the corner from him is White Hart Lane. I mean,
you'll see it in a video later.
Yeah, because we are, we have put together the blog. We're not going to the vlog. Sorry, I can't write, so we just do vlogs. But if you've seen any of my game day vlogs, I think they think that you're in a different place because the angle you're now hiding that little fire thing that we have to put on.
It is right behind me. There you go. There's Sean. You can see her on top of the fireplace. In fact, she's just left.
You don't know how many construction men and women we had to have set this up so that we could both fit on the screen.
An army of helpers.
Yeah.
And then we went through the graveyard, and Mike feared for his life. That was a scary moment. I want to use the word literally, and I'm going to use it in the correct context. The church bells literally started ringing for 4 p.m. the moment we entered the churchyard, graveyard, cemetery, church.
And it felt like
ominous.
Yes, because here he is walking through. He did ask me to climb into the hole that had been pre-dug for me in this graveyard. So, all right. So do I have? Is this bubble gum?
These are. I open all my bags upside down.
This is not what I expected this to taste like.
This is bubblegum flavour, and it is extremely nice. Not had this before?
No, not having more than one of those. I prefer me like the Cadbury milk, but no one needs to watch an hour of us.
You've never seen a man happier than when he was stuffing his face with a crunchy. He bought one.
Crunchy, I will. Yeah, crunchy, I'll have.
Because Sean's mum drove the van to come and pick Mike up, and he said, "Like, I'll buy everybody a crunchy," and it took him 25 minutes at the self-checkout at Wilkinson's to buy them, and then we nearly got done for shoplifting from Poundland because he was holding them in his hand as he was running up and down the aisles screaming for sweeties.
I did save your life though today. I bravely got in the middle of a street.
You did.
There was no crosswalk. There were no lights.
Crosswalk.
Zebra crossing.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I don't have the bell. There was no zebra crossing.
No.
But I did.
I thought there was one.
I bravely went out there and I said, "Car, this is Danny. This is the Danny."
And I'm shouting, "It's all right. That woman's pressed the traffic light button." But being American, he went, "No, I will step in 5 minutes before it's all over, and I'll fix everything." And that's what he did.
Yep. And I got in the middle of the street, and it was like, boom, 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 was the noise of all the cars hitting me. And then it stopped, and then you went across.
Yeah, but no one could see what you were doing because I was still hiding behind the car, waiting to cross. But he stopped the traffic, and then we went down. And
I stop traffic everywhere I go.
I take it everyone can hear us okay. We're just using one mic. Yes.
It's a magic one.
It is a magic one, yes. And then we went and saw the ducks. And he picked up on a mallard straight away. Poor mallard. And the swans were busy over the other side. And then we went and sat on my mate's bench, Adams, who's no longer with us. But he has his own bench at the Manchester Park. And we. I
thought I was about to get my own bench at the Manchester Park, but apparently not. So
they want us. Jonas wants us to take the piss out of Spurs. Don't worry, that we've got an agenda tonight. What we did today, then dinner, and then Spurs, and then that's it. That's the entire show. And graveyard, you actually entered White Hart Lane. There was more atmosphere in our graveyard than there was at White Hart Lane.
I am actually going there on Thursday.
Why?
My last week of football here is, other than the Watford
you tried
game,
the other sweets?
It's no, I'm good.
Did you try one?
No.
Who opened that bag then?
Sean did.
Did she?
Yeah. She left you with open bags.
Lovely.
Full service daughter.
Yes.
That sounded bad coming from me.
Yes.
But no, I trust you. Trust me, it wasn't like that. But yeah, I've got a visit to the Etihad Stadium on Wednesday, followed by a visit to the Toilet Bowl on Thursday. Why am I doing this?
Because you're making the most of it while you're here.
I'm trying to see as much football as I can. I'm trying to go where tickets are easy to buy without having to buy memberships and stuff. So that's kind of one reason. but yeah, I'm gonna feel kind of filthy. Like I'm gonna shower 9 times a day on Wednesday and Thursday because it's just gonna not. Ugh.
Ask them if you could bring a paddling pool in with bleach in it that you can sit in during the game. Who are they playing?
City on Wednesday is playing Bruges
in
the Champions League, and then I'm going 2 levels down and 1 level above where we are, I suppose, to the Conference League.
We could have been in there if we wanted.
And we'll be seeing the mighty Vitesse Arnhem.
They're a good
Chelsea
team.
B.
Yes.
Playing against Spurs. And will it be Conte's first game in charge? Will there be a placeholder man? What is it? A
caretaker manager.
Caretaker manager in place? Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. And we could talk about that time.
Who is it? Scrivo? Is that a new name? I don't remember. Oh,
caretaker manager.
Oh, lovely. Who is that? Are you new? It's Scrivo. He seems to know us. Maybe they've changed their name.
Harry Kane comes to the door. What object to Mike's left and Danny's right are you clobbering him with? My left and your right. Are we reversed on the camera? Because those are 2 opposite directions. Yeah. We're hitting them over the head.
I'm not reversed because Pringles is the right way round. It's going to get pringled. That's the gist of it.
Harry Kane gets pringled everywhere he goes. Harry Kane gets pringled everywhere I got to do this as well. Everywhere he goes.
Like the Bushwhackers.
Exactly. Still haven't figured out why that happens. But so yeah, some nice pizza tonight.
Yes.
With grass on it.
Oh, Karl is there. Right, Karl, you could... Oh... That's Karl.
Secret conversations going on.
That might be Karl saying he's free to come on. I've got to pick my phone up, Karl.
Either that or it's him telling you how much of my life he's going to make miserable on the tube the next couple of days. But while Danny's checking that,
Karl has said he'll come and join us.
Oh, lovely!
But how will we hear Karl?
Through the computer. Just put him through the regular thing. That won't pick it up.
Right.
We're going to test the podcasting chops. My podfather. Let's be honest with you. All due respect to Andrew Mangan, but my personal podfather is this man right here. I hope I don't have to teach you how to do the audio visual for the thing because. So anyway, while we sort that out. Spurs have clearly gone in a different direction, and we've gotten a lot of debate going on as we take this to an Arsenal-related content situation. Are they desperate or are they ambitious?
We haven't said what we had for dinner yet.
I said pizza.
All right. We went to a burger place, and when we got to the burger place in Huntingdon, we said, why is there no burgers on the menu? And it turns out because they're new and the McDonald's is a few stores down, they said, but McDonald's have got an agreement with the whole industrial estate, or not industrial estate, is it? It's a food place with a cinema and that lot, that no one else there is allowed to sell burgers. So you can order burgers. Or chips. You can order burger and chips, but you can only have them delivered. I said, well, can I have it, order it, and then eat it in here? And they said, no. I said, you can't deliver it outside and bring it in. They said, no. So we all had pizzas, and they were very nice pizzas.
They were good pizzas. But
nice people as well.
He showed me a photo of the menu, and it was a French burger with brie and bacon, and I had spent the entire last 24 hours since you sent that to me masturbating.
Oh, I didn't expect that turn.
Over the burger. Yet
does that mean they signed Conte?
And then we didn't end up having it. Yeah, no, it's a done deal.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a done deal.
But it doesn't say here that he signed.
Well, he's signing tomorrow.
Okay, that's what I needed to know.
He's signing tomorrow. So yeah, I was trying to vamp for the Karl situation by making it about Arsenal, but we do, we'll have to go back to dinner. This man has people who pick the greens off of his pizza.
You have to give him a bit more context than that.
Well, they brought the pizza out with Rocket on it, which I thought Rocket was going to be like, I don't know, someone brings it out and break dances or something like, that song from.
If it would be Elton John.
Yeah, and it turns out Rocket is like a leafy, lettucey type of thing.
In other words, it's fucking poison.
Yeah, and Danny asked the waitress, am I allowed to say that? The server.
Waitress.
The server, if the pizza had been rolled around on the ground before they brought it over, at which point she got very angry and she left and she spit in the food. Oh, see, that's going to be the problem. Oh, no, here we go. Karl!
Mike, what's going on?
I can't hear him.
Well,
you can't hear me.
Where's your son? Bear with us for a second. Where's your audio coming through?
Oh, good idea. Need to change the audio to come through from the speaker to. And now I've got a child on. Wait there, Karl. Communication not yeti.
There you go.
Say something, Karl.
Something, Karl.
Hey, there he is.
All right, and
Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Karl. How are you?
Right, blink twice if Danny is keeping you hostage.
Every time I get on the tube, I make a point to look at the front to see if it's you, and we just need to set an appointment.
He doesn't drive the fucking trains. He's better than that.
Okay.
He's the one that delays them.
Oh, you're on the delay staff.
I am indeed. I'm the one who has to deal with those pissy drivers when they piss me off and they say they're not driving their train because their pussy hurts or something like that. So yeah, I'm the one that has to.
I actually the last three drivers I saw were they were standing there like this, like just holding their pussies. I know that didn't quite get on screen, and you're welcome for that.
It's done you a favor.
Yeah, I've done you a favor. But yeah, they all seem to be like grabbing their crotches, and so
it's mad. So how's your time in England been so far?
Oh my God, man! You know it has been 3 weeks of bliss, topped off with today. I mean, and there's another 9 days after today. I don't know how or whether I'm coming back to an intact marriage and a relationship with my son. My daughter, I don't see on a regular basis because she's at uni. But I do. I think I've done 2.5 to 3 week trips before, and as long as I go to Harrods towards the end of the trip and get something nice and bring it home, we're good. But this has been a little ridiculous. It was meant to be 3.5 weeks. It's turned into an entire month because of a miscommunication about my daughter's family weekend at school. So I'm now here through the 10th of November, and I couldn't be having more fun, man.
I mean, personally, I think you need to come more often because, correct me if I'm wrong, since you've been here, Arsenal haven't lost a game of football.
Well, Arsenal haven't lost a game of football since the end of August, to be fair. But this tends to happen when I come over. I mean, I'm pretty good luck. I've been at some stinkers. I've been at Crystal Palace Monday Night Massacre a few years back, the 3-0 or 4-0 with the "you're not fit to wear the shirt." That was not my my greatest moment as a win bringer. But beyond that, I've never seen a loss at the Emirates, which is one reason why I celebrated that 95th minute Lacazette goal so much. It was really kind of I know you're not supposed to have celebrated a draw against Palace, but I celebrated my ass off because my streak was about to end. So
basically, what you're saying is you want a part-time job as Gunnosaurus.
I did well. Yeah. I mean, I want to be Gunnosaurus's orange counterpart, so I'm dressed like that tonight. But yeah, I am open to being paid to stay here.
And you've also seen a capitulation of Spurs as well. So what more could go?
Even better. I mean, look, it hasn't sucked. Let's just put it that way. It hasn't sucked. I've seen a lot of good football, even outside of Arsenal. I've seen some good games. Had a couple of great events that we've been to. The Arsenal Vision podcast,
and you got some great ones coming up.
Yeah, and the extra week that I'm here has furnished me with the opportunity to see Arsene Wenger and David Dean. Does he get to be called David?
Get called whatever he wants. That man made Arsenal great again.
They're doing a panel.
Oh, look at that.
On the that's pretty much what it was. And Mark, it's great to see you again, mate.
We were talking about you on the you and Chris and Fifey. No, not Fifey. Simon. Saying which one was the better looking.
Yeah, well,
close call.
Mark's pretty good looking.
He's a good looking chap.
I mean, he's no Simon Collins. Let's put it that way. But the what was I going to say?
Hold on. Is everybody getting double feedback when Karl talks, or is it okay? I'm sure it's okay. Come on.
No, it should be okay because you got the magic mic there, and it doesn't take the thing. So yeah, Arsene Wenger and David Dean are doing a stage interview of some sort at the Palladium next week, which is going to be painful and frustrating, yet also interesting. And then what I just found out a couple of days ago is that Amy Lawrence is hosting an 89 reunion, like the 89th 89 reunion, but I could never get sick of it, at the Barbican, where they're putting the highlights of the game to classical music plus a panel discussion with Smudge and Lee Dixon and Paul Davis and Nigel Winterburn and George Graham.
Does that mean they're watching the game with classical accompaniment playing at the same time?
I mean, it's not going to be the whole game, but I'm sure it'll be, like
they did it with Star Wars.
Instead of Brian Moore, you'll be hearing
a trumpet.
I just probably got you copyright strike because that's from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
But I sang it with such beautiful intonation. But yeah, so I mean, it's been one cool thing after another, and the greatest thing that you have helped father for me by supporting our ridiculous podcast from almost day one and helping us actually sustain and keep going are the people that we've met as a result of it. I mean, when the first time 3 or 4 years ago when we were podcasting and I used to come over, it was me and 4 or 5 people from America that came over at the same time so that we would have people to do things with and go places with. This time, yeah, I mean, my friend Tom from Richmond came over for 10 days. Rosenhammer.
What a name.
And Owen came to meet me for a
weekend.
Where
are these fucks now? Why aren't they in the chat?
You
call them friends. Where the fuck are they?
They don't watch podcasts.
What? Wankers.
They hate podcasts. They just do podcasts. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I can come over here and maybe this is going to end up sounding like pompous or something like this, but it's more thankful. I can come over here and just meet up with people who I know that live here now. So we're we're making a large family, and shame on everyone other than OG for not making the trip up here to visit the home of podcasts.
Well, between you two, there's
not you, Karl. I mean, why would you come up here? But
Karl's welcome. There's 40 right now. There's 40% of every Arsenal podcast person I've ever met. Femster and Jeff in from Canada. That's it. No, there's 50%. It's got even worse. I've only met 4 people. Oh, Karl, how sad.
Come see
it. It is, but notice how me and Femi have met you and Chris Carpenter has, and rightly so. Isn't he known you the longest, I want to say?
Yeah, probably. Well, Jeff Arsenal has, but he's an enigma. No one knows if he even exists.
He lives in the shadows. So yes, having met Chris Carpenter finally, the outfit
was he shorter than you thought he was?
He was. I don't remember his height because I was just staring at the outfit that he wore. It was everything I would have thought he would come dressed in. Are you looking for a picture of it?
No.
The thing is, he doesn't surprise me when Chris puts these funky outfits on Twitter and Instagram. Like, I want to be shocked, but at the same time, I'm just like, that's just Chris. Like, nothing tends to shock me with Chris anymore.
But he pulls it off, doesn't he? He looks great.
I mean, that's debatable, to be honest. But
hold on, I've got a low battery. Yeah, here. This is a picture of Chris and our Swedish friend Oscar, who was there. And it's a leather jacket with stuff all over it. And by stuff, I mean like words. I don't know what the words are.
Pretty motorbike words.
It was like Mbappe and
Messi.
It was
Di Maria.
It was Nice and
was that good-looking bastard Collins in the background?
Oh yeah.
Oh, don't show him. Sick of that. He's good look. But look at him. I'm 5'10". He says he's 5'11". He's not. He looks like he's 6'4". My bodyguard. It looks like when I met you, Karl, because you're 6'8".
Yeah,
you're 5'10", but it's all penis. Mine is mostly upper body, so I mean, I don't know exactly how that works, but yeah, I am sat on a higher chair, so I've been told I need to admit to being the same height as Danny.
Sparrow. It's like Karl. 10 games and he's out. Poor old
Nuno
Espirito Santo. Every time I say that, I expect an owl to magically appear behind me. When did you hear it?
It makes me laugh that he only lasted 3 months. That's ridiculous. So you could tell by his interview on Saturday, he was dejected. I think he just literally looked like a broken man. You know, like Mikel Arteta used to look when
he looked like Ole did. When Ole was walking off the pitch after Liverpool, he looked like he was a dead man.
Yeah, I mean,
how he rescued himself.
And I honestly think whoever lost that game was going to be sacked. It was kind of like a race to be sacked, and obviously he lost. And what kind of makes me laugh and what I kind of hate in football is the leaks in football, because you started hearing about rumours about he's going to get sacked, and then I think that shit rag, the Daily Mail,
that's how I found out.
Said, he's been sacked, and it's like, wait, what? So obviously someone's leaked it within the club, and then the announcement came, and I just laughed. I mean, credit to Spurs for not firing him during Black History Month. You know, they waited till November, got Black History Month out of the way, and then they fired him. So, you know, give them some sort of credit. But no, I think
I just saw that tweet somewhere. I was like,
it's comical to me.
Our Black History Month is in February, so he should come over, try to find a job.
I think it's comical to me. I think it really is. The fact that 3 months into the job and you can't give the manager a little bit of time. And let's face it, I mean, as much as I laugh at that club, we're only in November, and they're only 8th, I want to say? Something along them lines. So
they're where we used to be, you know, when they were winning the league after 3 games.
Yeah. So I don't know, unless they just had actually no faith in him whatsoever. But for me, that stinks more player power. That stinks of more the players going to Daniel Levy and saying, look, this is not working. We can't work with him. Blah, blah, blah. Because
player power, player power or fan power. I mean, the booing and do you think the player really? I mean, I guess you do, because you just said that you do. But I mean, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it as much of that as they were afraid of completely losing their support.
The thing is, remember, football fans are fickle. So if they had won, if they had won their next game, they would all be forgotten about. It'd all be forgotten about, like, oh yeah, well, we lost to Man United, but it's Man United. You know, that's what they would be saying. But they win their next game, and it's all forgotten about. But I think it's more. I think the players. I mean, you can see. I don't know how much you watch of that City team, but there's just nothing to them. I mean, when they played us, they were really bad. Like, as much as good as we were, they were really bad. In midfield, they were just absolutely terrible. Harry Kane he doesn't want to be there. You can see his body language. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be at that club anymore. He doesn't want to play for them. He wanted to leave. And what's funny is that they were offered 140 million 3 months ago. They are never, ever going to get that offered. Like, if Man City do go for him in January, there is no way that they offer 140 million for him.
We were debating what his price would be if he goes in January, which I would imagine this Conte thing. I would imagine Kane was in those discussions, was brought into those discussions, so that Conte would have an idea of whether he's got an asset or a player that wants to be there, and so I don't know what the answer to that is, but I'm sure that was part of the decision. But we were trying to figure out what does he go for now? Is it? I mean, I think at his age, he's 28. He's in a funk. He's not awful, but I mean, you can't be more than 50 or 60 million now, could he?
See, because you got put on the English premium, so I would say probably 70. I would say if Man City came in with 70 million, I think that's probably fair. I just don't think that, Conte is a manager who likes to press. You have to run when you play for Conte. Has Kane got that in him? Has Eric Dyer got the technical nuance to press and to push up and to sit back? They've got some god-awful players, like really bad players. And I don't know if even Conte's going to get the best out of them. I mean, there's no doubting that he is a good manager, but can he get that Spurs team playing? I don't think he can. And that's not me looking at it from an Arsenal tinted glasses. This is me just being, as a footballing fan, I don't think he can get what he wants out of that team, because I don't think that team can press. They need proper athletes. And for me, they don't have them. I mean, people were talking about us not getting Emerson Royal. Like, he's atrocious. I've not seen anything in him to think that I'm really sorry that we didn't get, that we bought Tomiyasu instead. That he is really bad. And I think that's kind of a miss, like one of them blessful misses that we didn't get him. So, I don't know. For me, I think Conte will come in. And the fact that he's only signed the 18-month contract, for me, that's a lot.
Is that all he had?
Yeah. The contract is through June of 2022, which means the rest of this season and one more with an option. I don't know if it's his option or the club's option for an extra year after that. To me, what that the answer is shit, by the way.
How can you have a contract for 18 months? That means it ends halfway through the season.
No.
Because think where we are now.
It's halfway through the season now. So it's for the rest of this season.
Oh, what, Conte's?
Yes.
I thought you meant Portuguese man.
No,
Conte.
Okay, I've got you. But even that, why 18 months?
That's the question. To me, that reeks of somebody who wants to be able to be available to get Newcastle job when they come back up from the championship, or to just basically be. It doesn't sound like someone who wants to be at Spurs long term. Or
the Man United job when Ole smiling to get fired.
I forget who it was. One of my friends in a WhatsApp group said, 18 months. Oh, it was Wayne from Ireland who said, 18 months. The guy just wants to get out of the house. This isn't about turning Spurs around. He just needed something to do while he was waiting for his. For him to jump at that when clearly the Manchester United job is going to be available shortly, and clearly when Newcastle has a project in mind, if they can just survive this season, if one of those two jobs would have to have been more attractive to him than this job, and the fact that he's taking an 18-month contract, I think crazy. Says everything about that. Now, if he had a 5-year contract and he didn't want to be there anymore, he could do what Mourinho does and just start imploding the club from within until he's sacked and walks away with some of the money. But his legacy is very important to him. So I think he's there as a shot in the dark to try to. I mean, he is a good coach and he demands the best. So if they fail,
Chelsea, wasn't he?
He was at Chelsea,
and then Inter Milan. He's a hell of a manager.
He's a great manager, but
maybe that's all it'd take was 18 months. Maybe it's got fuck all to do with the club. Maybe he said no, 18 months and I'm gone.
That's what I think. That's what I'm saying.
You can't pay me enough.
I'm not. I think the club would have rather signed him for longer.
Yeah.
But maybe this is just to get them out of a funk, and then when another job comes up.
Conte is a long-term manager. He's not a Sam Allardyce. 18 months is what you'd give an Allardyce, a Moyes, a Steve Bruce.
He's not really stayed at any club longer than 3 seasons.
No, I mean, he has what it takes to build an empire at a club if he's there long enough. But he fell out with Chelsea after doing well. Fell out with Inter Milan. So maybe
Inter Milan over transfer policy.
They left Juventus. I think they weren't spending the money that he wanted. Or wasn't it they signed Ronaldo? I can't remember the timeline. There was something to do with transfers. They weren't giving him the money that he wanted.
Yeah, he left Juventus. He went to Chelsea, and was he the one that turned him around after Mourinho screwed him up again the second time? So was that him?
Sorry.
When Mourinho the second time left Chelsea, was it Conte that came in?
I think it might have been
right after him, changed him to a 3-5-2. They immediately started winning. They ended up winning the league the following season. That was a situation where I think player power down tools. Oh shit! Hold on. On the
you had an important phone call.
There's nothing more important than that. Players down, tools on Chelsea. Talented players down, tools on Chelsea. Conte came in, whipped them into shape, and they became winners again. Similar to what happened a few years later with Tuchel coming in, taking talented players.
It was Gus Hiddink came in after Mourinho's second spell for 27 games, and then Conte was there. And
he came.
You're seeing the magic now. How I get all these facts up. I don't know anything, do I?
He won the league. He won the league the year following Mourinho's dreadful performance. Yeah. when he was out of favor.
I thought he did the double.
Hiddink,
no, he didn't.
Hiddink, as always, was the caretaker manager. But so anyway, my point is, I think he's taking a shot in the dark. He's like, if somehow this works, if I can make this team good, if they give me all the money I want over the summer, maybe I make a big, impactful Bruno Fernandes type signing in January, which is not easy to do in January these days. And then I roll into we end up in 4th or 5th place. They support me with 150 or 200 million pounds that they don't have because of the stadium situation.
Get a government loan.
And if it doesn't work out, their problem. And if that happens, they are well and truly screwed.
They can't afford to have another Mourinho situation, a fortune on wages, have a clear out, and then for the manager just to go, well, this isn't working, and they get rid of him.
Which is why I asked the question, and I've asked this question of a lot of people today. Is this an ambitious move, or is it a desperation move?
Desperation.
Definitely desperation, because you think to yourself, they offered him the job 3 months ago, and he didn't want the job. So what has changed between now and 3 months? As maybe he wants a little bit of money. That's the only thing, because he turned the job down. Remember, he was literally ready to sign, and then he backed out, and he didn't want the job. So what has changed? Unless they have given him a shit load of money for the 18 months that he's coming in for, and also giving him the promise of they're going to spend money in January, because
money and a lack of accountability is how I put it. Like an opportunity.
They're going all in.
Well, yeah, and I don't think they have a better move than that. What's up, Chris? I was not making fun of your outfit earlier.
It was. I stood up for you. I sat down for you.
I love that outfit. I'm not saying it's the wrong move. I'm not saying there's a better option for them. I'm saying they're low enough in the decision-making falling apart spectrum, which, people think that we were in or are in.
We were never in that shit situation.
Ironically enough, their league position isn't as bad as ours has been. I mean, they're not struggling in 15th yet. But I just think they're cascading down, and this is last chance saloon for them.
Do you think Conte's remit is literally just get us into Europe? Whether it's Europa, whether it's Champions League, or whether it's the Europa League 2, just get us into Europe. That's his minimum season goal.
I think his remit is 4th place.
Not getting relegated, probably. They've come to realise that's the most they can hope for, because they are an absolute car crash, and it's hilarious.
I mean, if you think about trying to get into 4th place, like Michael was saying, if you look at it, the first probably 3 places in the league are kind of sewn up.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it, so 4th is literally what I think is between us, Manchester United. I'd throw West Ham in there as well, because people keep thinking that West Ham are going to fall off. They are playing some really
better position than Leicester to keep it going this season.
Yeah, and Leicester. So there are literally maybe 4 or 5 teams going for 4th place, which is literally going to be really, really hard. Now, I mean, it's going to be a case of people taking points of everybody. And I think the fact that we beat Leicester on Saturday, I think that's done well for us. I think that really given us the belief as well. And I think people are looking at Leicester now thinking, oh, maybe we can go there and win. I think West Ham, for me, are, barring the top 3, are probably the best team in the league at the moment. And I think it's going to take a team to go there. I mean, we played them very shortly. I know that.
How's their squad? I'm honestly asking. I don't really know, because I mean, how are they going to adapt to
boring defensive football?
Well, how are they going to? No, I'm saying, how is West Ham's squad?
Oh, West Ham.
And as far as injury depth and AFCON depth,
they haven't got much depth.
That's my thing.
I don't think they've got the. Sorry, go on, Mike.
No, I'm just gonna say, could they be derailed from that with one or two, unlucky injuries? I mean, I would say that we could be. I'm not saying that that's any different than Arsenal, but I mean, we're Danny's got up the depth right here, but that doesn't really tell me.
And I don't think they've got the experience of playing in Europe. I mean, this is their first time playing in Europe for years. So are they going to be used to playing that Thursday, Sunday?
Yeah,
but I think they've only got one player going to the African Cup of Nations. I think that's Algeria. Oh, that's the Congo. Is it Congo? Yeah,
Masuaku.
Yeah,
but he's not a regular.
He's only played 3 games. But Benrahma. I haven't got the glasses on. That could say Bananarama for all I fucking know. But so they've only got a couple of players that might be going to the AFCON because he's.
Look, West Ham's got a special thing going right now. I mean, I was at the London Stadium for the game against Spurs, and for the first time in 3 visits there, it was actually a good atmosphere. I mean, that place is a dead zone basically, and they were loving it. They're like our friends in Spurs hatred right now. They hate them. It seems like they hate them almost as much as we do. I know that can't be the case, but
probably not.
But yeah.
Oh, there you go. Thunder had it before I did. Why don't I just read your message, Thunder? Yeah. So there you go. He looks like the only one who's gonna.
So yeah. So yeah. 4th place is really kind of what it's about, and
Canton.
It's not completely out of the question for any of those teams.
You're not being held hostage, are you? Are you?
Remember, blink twice, Mike.
he told me if I blank twice,
that's it.
That'd be
the last time you'll ever blink, boy. Yeah, fair play to David Moyes. He has done, because then that's his second spell there, isn't it? He left the first time because he come in as a short term, and he said, "You aren't matching what I think I can do with this club, so I'll leave." And then they got, was it Bilic? They got
Slaven Bilic, who I love. I love watching him on the sideline.
I remember him as a player. He was fucking. You wouldn't argue with him.
No, but Bilic would just stand on the sideline looking so forlorn. No, there were rumors about it, but I don't think they were substantiated. I don't think it's been canceled. Yeah, that's not the mic. That's the third podcaster that we have there.
Does almost look like my beard. It nearly did. Yes.
So I'm happy to because the argument earlier on a couple of WhatsApp groups with some of the usual suspects was that this is ambition. Like, what do you define ambition as being? And I said, I define ambition as being signing him this summer, not signing your 7th choice person, and then 10 weeks later, this is turning your tush up in the air, your tuchus, and saying, just do whatever you need to do to me to get to stay here. Not that I've ever had to do this in the last 2 hours, but yeah, this is just desperation and saying we'll give. I would love to know what the difference in contract and promises made were between the summer and now. Because Conte must have just come in there licking his lips today.
It's probably a couple of 100,000 on his wage, but it makes me laugh that within 3 months you turn a job down and now you're saying, "Oh yeah, I'm fine to come and take this job." But again, you've still got unhappy players there. Like, you still have Harry Kane there who does not want to be there. He doesn't. Even playing for Nuno, he didn't want to be there. So playing for Conte, who was going to be a much harder manager, like Harry Kane and his weak ankles are now going to have to run and press and run and press. As Harry Kane got that in him, he's going to know what work is now.
I don't think you look at the job Lukaku did for Inter Milan. He did Giroud with goals for Inter Milan. Plus he had Sanchez doing little bits around him, and he had Martinez, who was absolutely magnificent. And you may get Son to play that role that Martinez did for Inter Milan. But can Harry Kane really do that? If he can't get a tune out of Harry Kane, he's absolutely fucked. Because that's what you need. That's what Spurs have relied on for 5 or 6 seasons. Harry Kane getting you 20, 25 league goals a season. And what's he got this season? 1 in 10 or 9, however many he's played?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds familiar. You have a player dumping in a Golden Boot winning player dumping in 25 goals, keeping your team going, and then suddenly not performing. I mean, this is starting to sound like Arsenal 2020.
Yeah, but you also, I think we're always looking at. Remember, Kane has to have his normal 7 weeks off when he gets his ankle injury as well. So that's going to come as well. So I don't know.
It's the Kane Cup of ankles. It's like AFCON for English people, for old English ankle people, where you can plan on February being without him. And, well, whenever our matchup with them is the 7 weeks prior to that is when he's done. And then he comes back and scores a penalty.
Ah, Mr. Ziegler, I presume.
David, recently over here as well.
I saw him on the run with you. I don't know what you two have got up to. You and Rosenhammer and Elliot. You've left the country.
We did not cross paths with David in this situation, but he was here before. He was here for the derby. And I was jealous because he got to see the best Arsenal game in recent years. And then I went and I topped it with Villa and maybe with Leicester away. So
no. Anyway, that's enough Spurs talk. Karl, has there anything happened? Because we've been out gallivanting all day. Anything in the world of Arsenal that we should be talking about? I nearly didn't get that out right, but I think it came out all right in the end.
No, I think Arsenal have been relatively quiet. I think the talk of the day still is, and I hate harping on about refereeing decisions, but how Evans didn't get sent off and how Laporte did get sent off. I watched, there's a program called Ref Watch on Sky Sports over here, and Dermot Gallagher is on there. He gives the expert refereeing choice, and he was saying he doesn't understand how Evans stayed on the pitch. And I do honestly hate talking about, I mean, at the end of the day, did it affect the outcome of the game? Still won, and I'm happy about that. But this is really like getting silly now. And Danny, I tried to find it and I could not find it. Can you find out when the last time Arsenal played against 10 men in the league? Because I tried my best to find out when the last time a man got sent off against Arsenal, and I couldn't find it for love nor money.
The only time I'm coming up with, and there's got to have been a time since then, but the only time I'm coming up with was the FA Cup against Chelsea in 2017.
Yeah, I can't think of in the league. And it's just getting, and listen, every single team in all other 20 teams in the league can probably say, oh, the referees hate us and it's a conspiracy against us. And they probably could justify that as well. But I just feel like it's getting a bit silly now with Arsenal, where we just do not get the rub of the green. And it's just getting, like, it even went to VAR. And even VAR said it wasn't a sending off, but not more than 3 or 4 hours later, exactly the same thing happens in a different game, and the decision goes their way. Like I just think it's I don't know, it's just getting silly now. And I'm surprised that they haven't even gone to the FA and said, "Oh, come on now, this is getting silly now. Is there a conspiracy against Arsenal?" And I know it's silly to say. Even me saying it just sounds stupid.
No, I used to get so annoyed, and it was usually tied into the Wenger conversation. You know, oh, well, you're just making excuses because you support Arsene Wenger, and and I was saying that as someone who wasn't towards the end supporting him staying in his job, but also saying, I guess that doesn't make much sense. What I'm trying to say here, but I hated the whole we're losing because of bad officiating thing. I come from kind of a mathematical business school type of past, and I believe in the law of large numbers, which says random events will generally, now keyword random, random events will generally equalize over the long period of time. And you look at a shorter sample size, and sure, you'll see everything that you want to see from it. But when you look over a season, it equals itself out. These aren't random decisions, though. And they're seeming less and less random as time goes by. I mean, I don't want to be the person who says we didn't win a game because of one decision, because there's all these other opportunities that we could have had to overcome that. I mean, the Wolves game last year, the decision against David Luiz, followed by Leno forgetting what sport he was playing. And, you know, I mean, we could have won that game despite all of that and didn't. So, I mean, it's rarely, you know, a game-breaking decision, but over the course of a year, the number of decisions, the number of calves that are being stepped on and heads that are being elbowed and no, I mean, just it's insane. We sneeze on a person and it's a red card and a penalty, even if it's not in the penalty box, they'll still call it penalty. We've got people literally decapitating people and they don't even get a yellow. So
it happened. Did anyone see the Marseille game last night? Marseille were attacking. Their bloke grabbed hold of the Marseille player on the edge of the... I'm not going to try and pronounce the name of the team they were playing in the league. Grabbed hold of him, pulled him down, and it was blatant foul. Absolutely nothing. They ran down the other end. Saliba put in a decent tackle, got the ball and the man, and he got booked, yellow card, same thing. He got a yellow card and a free kick on the edge of the area. And then you're looking at it going, well, how the fuck? The Saliba one was nothing. The one down, if only Chris was here, he'd go, oh, oui, I agree. Well, that's exactly what he would be saying.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm going to move this on.
Go on then.
Thank God
Danny,
you're
how
here.
impressed?
We'd still be talking about the grass on his pizza. Right
and the pizza and
Danny, how impressed was you with Ramsdale on Saturday?
Oh my God, that
Seaman-esque.
I mean, and he means that in all of the possible
Not
ways
just
that you
the
can
accent.
take that.
The whole stadium welly deep in Seaman.
I mean, we were just flooding in Seaman memories. That save at the end of the first half, there were a few people that left early in the first half. Now I did that in the Villa game, and I mean, we watched the penalty on the television on the concourse, which taught me a lesson that I should have learned a long time ago.
Like, oh, there you go, Claremont foot.
But
it was like Seaman's save against, was it Sheffield United, where he went full matrix, stunning.
Yeah, FA Cup.
So a few people leave to go down to the concourse, whether it was for a piss or a beer, whatever it was,
or both.
And right at the free kick, I'm like, this is going to be on frame, and he's going to save it. That wasn't that bold of a prediction, but I said that to who was I sitting next to? I think Dan Potts I was sitting next to or standing next to, and I'm like, this is going to be a world-class save right here.
Look at that! I'm getting grief from the chat.
Oh, I thought that was the player that
David Ziegler's, but they played Claremont foot.
Well, David Ziegler,
Claremont foot. Shitbag.
David Ziegler has Google, but I mean, I still could not believe that save. And you know, obviously we've seen the picture and the photo taken at right that moment that looks like you have to actually zoom it in and figure out what's going on with that picture, because it looks like he's got a leg coming out of his arm and
it did. It looked like he was being like a newborn calf coming out the wrong way. There's arms and legs all over the shot.
But I mean, my God, and then and it wasn't done just after the save. They still had to clear it off the line. I mean, and that was right in front of us. Highlighted the game for me, and I mean, I cannot say enough about this guy. And unlike most people, I'm not eating humble pie.
Like I'm eating humble pie. I think we didn't pay enough for him.
I've heard the words humble pie more in the last 3 weeks, and I like it because you know what, people should happily and readily eat humble pie when it's necessary.
Well,
I do. But this I didn't. This I never agreed with the anti-Ramsdale stuff. I mean, tying it in with Emi Martinez and all that.
He's having a good season.
Yeah, I'm not looking for an award, but I'm just saying the Ramsdale. This is why sometimes you just have to wait to worry. That's the expression that my father-in-law uses. Wait to worry. We sign Ramsdale. You're gonna come out there and say it's the worst move we've ever made before you see him do one thing for us. Like, for your own reputation, just wait. And then you can go back and say, you know, oh, I said it was a bad, you know, whatever. But he's not just changed our fortunes with his play. Hi, Soph.
We were going to ask if you wanted to come on, Soph. So if you are free and you want to, DM me.
Yeah.
Slide in.
They're going after the Everton game, but I think the Everton game is just probably starting. So.
Oh, Karl, I always say to you lot, if it's important, text me. And I saw you text me, but because I'm a pro, I had my phone on silent. So
whatever, Danny.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But he's not just changing games with his play. He is making the back four play better.
He's a leader of men, however young he is. You can tell that, when defenders want someone commanding behind them, someone who they trust. And I think that the back two, or the back four, you might as well say, have that in them. I think the Seaside Mustafi and Gabriel literally work really, really. That was Danny, by the way. He told me to call him that. They work really, really well together. And the fact that you can trust your goalkeeper, for me, is a lot. I think when we had the actual real Mustafi, and then Leno, and then Socrates, that was just like you'd panic straight away because you just didn't know what was going to happen. And I think now we can finally say we have a back four who we kind of have a little bit of confidence in. We can look at them and think, okay, we're not going to panic. If the opposing team attacks us, we know that we've got Tomiyasu, who is absolutely brilliant on the ball, tall, strong, can get the ball away. Ben White, who is strong for he doesn't look strong, but he actually really is, and he's good on the ball. You've got Gabriel, for me, who is he's very, very strong, puts his body into places where you wouldn't normally think. And then you've got Tierney, who, he's had a little dip in form, and I don't think anyone can deny that he has, but he's still a very good player. And then Tavares comes in, and you think, oh, that's a good choice. Like, this almost like not losing Tierney at all. So for me, I think, the trust that they've had and the partnership that they've had, I think it's also good to have a stable back four or even five. And the fact that we've only got one game a week, so these guys can work all week on a training pitch together and then come Saturday or Sunday, play together. And, they just show trust in each other. So for me, I think it's absolutely brilliant that all these players have come in. It does worry me a little bit, I'll be honest with you. Have we got the depth behind, the starting four? If Ben White gets injured, does Rob Holding come straight in? Is it Callum Chambers? Is it Mari? Are these players good enough? I think we can almost guarantee that Chambers is not going to be there next season. He's definitely going to leave. Maybe I'm going to know about Holding, depending on if Saliba comes in. Chris will probably be the best person to say. I mean, all I've heard, I think I've watched 2 games of Saliba, but all I'll keep reading is he's absolutely tearing it up in France. So then that is a problem from Arteta as well. When Saliba does come back in, is Saliba going to be content with sitting on the bench? Because is he going to get in ahead of White? Is he going to get ahead of Gabriel? Do we play a back three? All these questions are good problems for Arteta to have.
I was going to say, I hope you add the word "good" to the good problems, because I'd rather have those problems than the problems that we had last season. I'll tell you that much. Saliba coming back, if he's fit to play for us and wants to play for us, please do. So, yeah.
Jeff's found out.
LG, it's you don't hold the title anymore, and I've seen his tub.
Oh, good God! I thought you could say took us.
I've seen his tub. I got in the tub. I did not
been in the van.
Been in the van.
Met Sean's mum, the incubator.
There's enough room for everybody to come over, but yes. And taking a page from the old open mic situation. If anyone wants to kind of get a scoop on if you have a particular question about what it's like to be with the Danny Sweetman
and the Michael Feinberg,
you can. Everyone knows what it's like to be with me. Just imagine like a really the drunk guy that you have to move around and. But yeah, jump on and. We know the Bulgarian Gooner likes himself an open mic pod, so I'd be very disappointed if you don't show up.
Vibrate again.
So yeah, where were we, Karl? Sorry.
A good problem that Arteta is going to have.
Yeah, but it I mean, the Ramsdale thing, I just don't think you can stress how much chemistry matters to a team. And no one would claim that our summer transfer window was full of Galacticas that were instantly going to change the team from their quality of play. But he's just and by he, I guess I'm referring to Arteta and Edu. They seem to have, and maybe it's just been good luck so far, and maybe the law of averages will take over. I hope it, rather than it being a corner turn. But what I'm seeing is kind of some surgical removal of, bad stuff, for lack of a better medical term, from the team, and inserting things that work better together than they, the sum of the individuals are greater than the whole at this point. And that's how you play above your station. That's how you take a team that isn't ready to challenge for the title, and you at least get them ready for the top four. And whether that's player management or whether that's week to week coaching, who we credit for that, and it doesn't matter at this point. But I think you have to at least give some credit to the transfer windows that we've had so far, because this team seems to be one of the most fun together teams that we've had in years and years. And when that happens, invariably you win, unless you're just a bunch of jokers who don't care about winning and you're just having fun together. But I mean, this seems like a dressing room I'd like to be in, and it's not just because I apparently like looking at Tuchus's. Say Tuchus.
Tuchus.
Oh, he did
Didn't
it.
expect me to get that, did you?
He did it.
Yes, it's my love of German football and the rolling the all them words.
I'm probably asking the wrong person. I'm going to ask you this question, Danny.
Yes.
Do you think that top four is a strong possibility this season?
Well, as Arsenal fans, we do love to run before we can walk. And yes, I'm saying fourth place is definitely on. Because why not? We've got no European football. And I don't think, Karl, when you were talking about Gabriel and White, you saw it was like black and white. Our team that has played all the league games.
It was Gabriel and White.
Sorry. It was like
call Gabriel that.
It was like night and day. Oh, black and white. I see what you did there. That's
no, I didn't do that. I see what
Don't
you
say
did.
That again.
I didn't do it.
It was like night and day when you saw our League Cup. It was like the land of the living dead. Then you want to got people with one arm and one leg and blind and got mange and got worms. Go on, you lot all go out and play. And then we saw, hold on, I'm having flashbacks to the last 3 seasons. Take them all out. Newcastle, would you like 11 pre-made players? Certainly, sir. I'll post it 20 million the lot. Because you saw, didn't we, Karl, what an absolute shit show we looked about our best players out there.
It does. It kind of scares me for the African Cup of Nations when we do lose Partey and then we do lose El Nene, even though he's not really playing. And we do lose Aubameyang. It is kind of a little bit, and Pepe as well, sorry. So I don't know what Arteta is going to do in that period of time, because if we got injuries / suspensions, we are down to literally Tavares and Ainsley Maitland-Niles playing maybe 5 or 6 games together. And I mean this with the greatest of respect. Nobody wants to see that. As much as, we want our young players to kick on, nobody wants to see Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Tavares. Sorry, not Tavares. Lokonga, sorry. Lokonga in the centre of midfield. So for me, do you strengthen in January? Do you bring someone in centre midfielder in January? Just to show up, but oh God, Danny, let it go, Danny. Like,
you're speaking it into the world, and now it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Jack is back, baby.
No. But the thing is, would it surprise you if they gave Jack a 6-month contract just to cover off because this could be him training with the club could literally be a audition to say, okay, Jack. We're good. We're not good. You're not going to be a starter, but you will cover for Xhaka and Lokonga, because that's going to be the midfield too, isn't it? It's going to be Xhaka and Lokonga, and if one of them gets injured or one of them needs a break, then you will be there. You will be on the bench if we need to, because after, like I said, after Xhaka, Lokonga, and Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, we don't have another centre midfielder unless you're going to play Odegaard or maybe ESR there.
Well, I think he would play Odegaard there before he would go out and sign somebody who you have to pay for the next 2 or 3 years, but aren't. I mean, they're not going to go out and get Basuma because, first of all, isn't he in the African Cup of Nations as well? If he's
playing for Belgium.
Jesus Christ. No, Lokonga plays for Belgium.
Oh, him as well. Excellent.
Jeez. But, yeah, well, he might. I don't know what his legal status is at the moment with that the thing.
Yeah,
I think that's really not anything.
Well, but we're not.
Some.
We're not. We're. I think we're unlikely to sign someone in January that is going to be expected to take precedence over a healthy Xhaka, Partey, or Lokonga as the first three, like for going forward. And I don't think we're going to sign. So I mean, you're starting to convince me that potentially this Jack thing could be, a fifth string, as we say it over in the state of, kind of a fifth choice center back. But we've seen Odegaard do it, not to great effect, I don't think. But I mean, I think you either see Odegaard or does he promote someone? Do we recall Aziz since he's not playing anyway?
See, I was thinking
that's scary though for a run of Premier League games. That's most likely going to be crucial to how the season goes. We can't afford to slide back into the mid, to 10th, 12th, something like that, just because we don't have enough cover in midfield. So,
as Avon Ted just said, Silly Boss he's available. He's not playing for Real Madrid, is he?
No, I think he plays for like the Real Madrid U8.
He could be a record breaker and the first ever 3-time Arsenal player. A load of players have come back twice, but never anyone's done it 3 times that I know of. That'll get Arteta in the record books.
Could sign. I just figured it out.
What?
Yossi Benayoun.
Oh, Yossi.
Oh, God.
Had a great goal record for us.
Yossi Benayoun, ugliest Arsenal player of all time, but for obvious reasons.
I think Oleg Luzhny definitely holds a candle to that award as well.
I know, but God.
Yeah, which one?
I don't know. Mine.
All of them.
Mine.
No, just yours. There's lots to pick from.
Ours.
I don't have
me
one.
and Yossi's.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
we've just had a whole religious discussion in about 5 seconds under our breath.
Leicester are. I think Leicester are in trouble. Vardy looks done, and they've let too many decent players go, and they must be getting pissed off that yet again Arsenal have gone there and beaten them. We have such a good record. We're there, but we're someone's bogey team. I never thought I'd hear that saying again.
Yeah. That is true. We're a bogey team of a team that no one should be considering us a bogey team for. We're supposed to beat Leicester.
That's how things have changed.
Yeah. But if Vardy can't get a goal against us, he might want to consider hanging up his boots.
He was starting to play dirty near the end. He looked really angry.
It's frustration, isn't it? When teams get frustrated. I mean, you look at. I know we're talking about Arsenal, but you look at when Manchester United played Liverpool last week, and Ronaldo definitely should have been sent off for kicking, I think it was Jones on the floor, wasn't it? And Bruno Fernandes should have been sent off as well. And that obviously the Pogba challenge. So, teams do get frustrated. And it's just, what pisses me off is that when teams get frustrated, they tend to kick our players. And then that's how players get injured. I mean, you look at what happened to Saka against Crystal Palace, how he didn't get sent off, God only knows. And what we don't want is another injury to our players. But we are playing Watford in the next game at home. And we are next door neighbours to Watford. Literally, our training grounds kind of back onto each other. Do you think right now they've sent Jack Wilshere with a stepladder just to peep over the fence to see what Claudio Ranieri is actually doing?
Because he'd be smoking and then he would
fall off.
And then he would fall off because the cigarette would fall and he'd be trying to catch it. And I mean, who knows what Claudio Ranieri? Talk about two more different games to start his Watford career. We were at Vicarage Road for the 5-0 drubbing against Liverpool, but I would bet my house on them losing to Everton the following week, much less winning and scoring 5. So why? Oh, Julian, I could go on and on about Brendan Rodgers. I am so glad
never wanted him.
Happen. But why they ended up winning that game, I don't know. But do you think he's going to turn Watford around? I mean, I just don't. I think Watford's doomed this season. I think that
hopefully,
I don't think that they can survive. Just the way they played against Liverpool reminded me of the way we played against City. So I guess I've just made the point that you can actually resurrect that. We have a little bit better players than Watford does, though, to be clear.
That didn't take long. Question yourself, and at yourself were wrong.
You know, that happens a lot.
See, if we don't beat Watford at home, I would definitely have questions. No game is a given in football, and I think when you play teams like Liverpool, I think you have to understand that it's Liverpool. Liverpool are playing, probably barring West Ham, the best football in the league at the moment, and I think it was a bad baptism of fire for Claudio Ranieri to come in for his first game. He's not smart, because it was me. I would have said, do you know what? I'll take over after the Liverpool game, get that one out of the way, and then come with the Everton game. But he wanted to try and make an impact straight away. I think Watford, I honestly don't think Watford are going to be safe this season. I think obviously it's Norwich are down. Norwich are already.
Ellis might listen.
Fuck Ellis. Hashtag fuck Ellis. But, I think Norwich are already playing in the Championship, genuinely. So I think it's 2 from whoever. But
Newcastle,
whether he can.
Newcastle's going down.
Yeah, they're going to be the richest team in the Championship, which is going to make me laugh, because what makes me laugh is that Newcastle, arguably the richest club in the world at the moment, and nobody wants that manager's position. Nobody.
Why sack Bruce? Why sack him if you haven't got an immediate replacement?
Because no one wants to be the first one. Everyone wants to be the second one. Hence the 18-month contract from Conte at Liverpool. I mean at Spurs.
And I just think that's so weird that, you know, you'd have thought that teams would have been clambering, but they're in a relegation fight. So if you think of all the people that were kind of being earmarked for it, so Fat Sam is never going to go back there. That's
you know who's being tipped for that job right now?
Who's that?
Unai Emery.
Which would make sense, like a coach with. But is he a relegation battler? I can't see it. Like, I can't see Unai Emery being in a relegation fight and, you know, getting a team to play well.
Right, he's not far from one right now in La Liga, to be honest with you.
That's how I pretend I know stuff.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think. I mean, being a relegation fight, I mean, is that really a skill? I mean, I know Sam Allardyce is known for that, but I mean, if you're a good coach, then you should be able to be a relegation fighter, I would think.
See, I think you have to know if you're
playing for a point,
play. I hear you, but if you're a manager who only knows like one way of like gonna attack, then you have to know what games that you just need to get a point from. What games you literally have to sit your stall out to play. Okay, we're going to play 5-3-2, or play 5-3-1-1, and we are going to sit back and soak up the pressure. Unai Emery is going to be a coach that wants to win every single game, and you can't do that. You cannot do that.
That's a good point. That's what I meant by playing for a point. Like, you have to understand sometimes. You have to play for a point and set up that way. Sam hit the nail on the head. Emery had problems with English and translations in London. Imagine the press and the Geordie press start asking him questions.
He'll be teaching them English.
He's like,
yeah, that would be funny. But you got to think to yourself, like, no one has got that job yet. Like, I don't know. If it was me, would you? Like, I wouldn't go for Frank Lampard, because Frank Lampard is a shit manager and he's been found out at Chelsea, and I'll be very surprised if he ever got another job in English football.
Sure.
Would you take a gamble on Steven Gerrard from that Sunday league up in Scotland? Like, it is a absolute atrocious league, like in the Scottish League.
Good evening, Pet.
Like, who would you try and go balls out for someone like Ten Hag? But why would Ten Hag want to leave Ajax and come to England, even with all this money? Graham Potter, why would he want to leave Brighton?
But why would you want to do it now as opposed to once they've, like, they're in the hole right now? I mean, I don't mean I would take the job. If I were a manager of some renown,
which you're not,
which I'm not.
He's not.
Let's not. I just want to make sure you don't get sued for like misrepresentation. Jesus. I am not a manager of any renown.
Yeah,
I can't even manage my own bowels.
No.
But if I were, Newcastle's there's almost no upside to Newcastle right now, given that they haven't had the opportunity to spend. They're going to be, but they haven't yet spent money on players. They could very well get relegated this season. Best case scenario, they make a big splash in November and finish mid-table. In January and finish mid-table. But you're not. Whoever's hired now is going to be the Unai Emery. He's going to be not. I mean, not that I'm not comparing Steve Bruce to Arsene Wenger, but I am saying that the team has changed. It's on a new trajectory. But you're the first person in. You're not going to be the guy that leads them to glory. The second person in will be, because that second person is going to come in when the team is on a clear upward trajectory with funding behind them.
But even as a player, who's going to want to go there? Like, as you know, if you're an established player,
Chris Willock. Chris Willock's available. He's at QPR.
I mean, if January they are in 17th to 18th or 19th, like, are you going to like leave your club, maybe a mid-table club, and think, you know what, I'm going to go to Newcastle? You're not. You're going to think to yourself, I mean, yeah, you're going to get paid double what you probably earn now, but at the same time, you think to yourself, there's a strong possibility we could be in the Championship next season.
Or I help us stay up, and then they go and buy someone to take my place.
Mm.
There you go. Who wants to be the Sven-Goran Eriksson? He took over City.
Right.
Stuart Pearce, I thought it was, but or Mark Hughes would probably be a better idea. Mark Hughes was the first one at City with Eriksson when they got all the money, and they both did terribly. And then it was Mancini after that who started winning stuff.
Because that's when they went and they got. Hughes, I think I could be wrong on this, but Eriksson and Hughes is when they went and got Robinho and Joe and those kinds of guys. But when they started on the Aguero, Balotelli, Tevez run, Mancini was in place, I think, by that point. And so I think it is going to be a very similar kind of hierarchy, trajectory, except City weren't in a relegation battle. They were constantly finishing 6th and 7th, not 16th and 17th.
Well, whoever comes in at Newcastle is going to get 5 minutes to win the league, and then they'll have red cut off. Next, they find us.
It wouldn't shock me if they signed Sam Allardyce, to be honest with you.
All the managers
keep them up this season and then start fresh next season.
All the managers Man City have that don't do it, you're never going to see them again. It's going to be like Peter Reid. Where's Peter Reid now? Annoyed the wrong people. Was a manager of a few teams, did quite well. Oh, there you go. Sophie says, personally, I hope they all get relegated because their fans are so arrogant. They have been a bit, haven't they?
I'll tell you a story. We the day after Villa, I bought tickets for this game for Owen and Tom Rosenhammer and myself, and I thought I might have wasted some money because it was the day after the Villa game. But we got up, we went out, we went down to Selhurst Park, stood on the platform at, I guess it was St. Pancras, with tons of Geordies who had come down from Newcastle, and they were making. I mean, they from a neutral standpoint, they were brilliant. I mean, I love, active, loud football supporters. I mean, that's the experience that I don't get at home, and that's one of the reasons why I come over and go to these neutral games and stuff. However, and they were brilliant during the game. They were brilliant during the game, as far as just being loud and boisterous and ridiculous. But Owen says in about the 65th minute of what was quickly becoming a very exciting game against Crystal Palace, he's like, if we don't leave by the 75th minute, we're going to be standing on the platform at Norwood Junction with all of those people drunk and pissed off. He's like, we need to leave now. And honestly, get that off. That's not nice.
I haven't read it. I'm just watching you.
And so I think he actually, one of the few games we left early was because of how boisterous their fan base was, and we did not want to be in the middle of angry Geordies who had clearly had a lot to drink. So yeah, that was a good decision from him.
So I take it Watford's going to be no problem for us this weekend. Is it Saturday we're playing? Let me guess. Is it 4?
Sunday at 2.
Oh, God, there we go. That's not too bad. I can just about scrape myself out of bed for that. But that's going to be a chance just to get a decent amount of goals against them because they are shit.
No, don't. You can't. So
I'm still
understand what you're saying, but don't wait to Everton.
I'm still going with a draw because that's what I've picked on every single game this run. Because when I pick us to win, we come out and shit the bed.
Well, so what if you pick us to draw every game for the rest of the time? Does that mean we'll never lose again?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Karl?
That's what that means.
No, I think I do think we'll win. I think we've got enough about us. Oh, Wolves are winning. We've got enough about us to beat them. We kind of have to.
This cup is
I said in one of the tweets that winning every home game should be a bare minimum. Like literally, I know Arteta's home record is not very good at the moment. Like it is actually really bad. But Watford at home, they are low in the table. Yes, they've got a new manager and they may have their new manager bounce, but there's no reason why we shouldn't beat Watford at home. No reason whatsoever. And I'd be very, very disappointed if we don't beat them. And I'm not saying we've got to spank them like 4 or 5-0, but a win has to be the bare minimum. Not a draw, but a win has to be the bare minimum for us.
Well, this is kind of like the home version of when we went and played Brighton right after spanking Spurs at home. We will find out if this team is being properly.
I've been up since fucking 11:30.
We're gonna find out if this team has the. Oh, he didn't even move. I thought he was gonna.
Solid.
I thought he was gonna snap up and swat it.
My snapping days are long gone.
All right. So anyway, now I've got to go wash my hands. But
this was clean on a week ago. How dare you?
We will find out if this team can properly set itself up mentally for a game that is winnable. Leicester, they had to rise to the occasion. Villa, they had to rise to the occasion. Palace, they probably thought might have been an easier ride, and they didn't keep going once they took an early lead.
What the fuck was that? You're going to be sick. You've eaten all the sweeties.
I'm a little gassy now. So, again, what we've seen against Brighton, Palace, and a couple other times, that's the concern about Watford. And if we come out and put 2 on them in the first half, which I think we've shown we can do.
Don't go easy. Don't 1-0 and then shut down.
No,
go for it.
It's exactly what I'm saying because Watford.
I'm agreeing.
Yeah. So
that's that sorted then.
I fear that they might take the foot off the brakes a little bit going into the international break, and with the recent success they've had, I said at the beginning of this 4-game run that they need to do 10 out of 12, just like the last 10 out of 12. The last 10 out of 12 ended with Brighton, so people were a little offbeat about it, but it's still 10 out of 12. Another 10 out of 12 in the October, early November, which we have the ability to do if we win this game. You can't ask for more than 10 out of every 12 points that you got, and we need to put these points in the bank because Liverpool's coming up.
That was my next.
That's what I was thinking.
Go on.
For the next game, and then we've got Liverpool away. Now, there is not a person, any Arsenal fan, maybe apart from a delusional Tyre from AFTV, who thinks that we will beat Liverpool away. As much as I really, really want to believe that we will, we're
so
not.
now they're toxically positive because they think that we're going to beat Liverpool away.
They can't win.
I know, but we're not going to beat Liverpool away. Let's be very honest. Like, as much as I want us to, and I want to believe that we will, of course I do. I want Arsenal to win every game, but sometimes you have to be a bit realistic, and you have to do baby steps. Liverpool are not unbeatable, but have Arsenal got enough about them to beat them at Anfield? I'm not too sure.
But I don't think we have to beat them though. If we get everything around that done, I mean, we don't have to pull off a miracle in Anfield. Miracle might be a bit strong, but if we keep winning the games like Watford and Leicester and Villa, and I mean, we're beating mid-table teams that people have said are our new rivals. We're beating them. And if we can just beat the teams at the bottom of the table along with that, then top four is on without having to win away at Chelsea, Liverpool, or City.
I mean, the only good thing about it is that they're oh my God, Everton are terrible. Sorry to tune it down. The only thing about this game is that it comes after an international break. So you have to sort of figure out, injuries, fatigue. We don't have that many players that go away on international duty. So that's time for me, for Arteta, to work with these players. And
Ramsdale will be now. Ramsdale will be.
I mean, Ramsdale will be. I mean, there's a strong possibility that Smith Rowe might get a call up for England in place of Sancho, who is in that sleep dog shit.
Maybe football, them not using him.
I know. Maybe Ben White might get an England called up for Tyrone Mings because he hasn't been playing very well. Barring that, who doesn't go? Pepe that obviously goes. I don't know if any African teams have got international duty just because of the African Cup of Nations, but there's not many teams that go away with Europe. Xhaka, no, he's injured. So yeah, there's not many at all. So that's time for us spent on the training ground. But like Mike said, and I definitely agree with you, we have to beat the teams in and around us, our new quote-unquote rivals, the mid-table teams.
Top three aren't our problem. No one's beating them home or away, really.
We'll have to get to the point where we can beat them, if we hope to challenge for the title, which is, hopefully in the next 2-3 seasons. I don't mean 2 to 3 years away. I mean in the next 2 or 3 seasons. Hopefully as soon as next year. But, you don't have to win those games in order to finish top four. You just don't. We never used to, and we still finish top four. You still don't, as long as you don't drop the points that we dropped last year against Wolves and West Ham and Villa and Burnley.
I mean, you think after Liverpool game, we've got Newcastle home, Man United away, Everton away, then Southampton at home.
That's starting to look like a very flat track.
I think they're all winnable games. I mean, I'm watching Everton, Wolves play Everton at the moment, and Everton are flipping dog shit, like really bad. Newcastle at home, we should win that. They probably still got the caretaker manager, or Big Sam will be in charge by then. Who knows?
We're eligible to play in
that. Man United away.
I'd like to know from Liverpool fans. If you had asked some Liverpool fans and said, "Are you worried about Arsenal?" I bet some of them would go, "Yeah,
starting to be.
Yeah, they got some stuff. They got their best team. They should be worried about us. Not that I don't think we're going to beat them, but we're good. And plus, also, Karl, whenever we play a team that played good football, then usually, recently, apart from Man City and Chelsea, we play good football too.
I mean, I have hope and I have faith. Liverpool away never really used to worry me. Do you remember when we beat them? Oh God, we played in that purple and black kit.
I remember '89 beating them away. It was easy.
That was really. What happened in that game, Mike? I can't remember. Just refresh my memory. What happened in that game?
I don't know. I'm going to put it to classical music on Friday though.
All right, no worries. Okay.
I'm going there for a refresher on what happened, so that I can talk about it on the next pod.
I mean, I remember Robert Pires scoring like brilliant goals against them. I remember we beat them 2-0. I think it was Cazorla and Giroud Remember those ones? I remember Henri roasting Jamie Carragher a few times.
Don't forget Arshavin.
Arshavin as well. So Liverpool away never used to bother me. But there's arguably they are playing some brilliant football at the moment. There's no denying it. They are. But every team needs a slip up. Every team. I mean, I've seen some Liverpool fans talking about going this season unbeaten again, and they say again, and I can't remember the first time they did it because I'm sure, after they were talking about, we're going to be unbeaten, they lost to Watford 3-0. So it just makes me laugh that they think they can go unbeaten the whole season, which is just absolutely atrocious.
If Palace can turn City over with no extenuating circumstances as to why that happened, other than it's just an off game. It happens sometimes. That's why it's so hard to go unbeaten. And so, I mean, look, we could beat Liverpool away, but I certainly don't think we need to, as long as we get business done in games like Sunday and the games surrounding the Liverpool game. So, I think we're in a good spot at the moment.
We are.
I wouldn't call it a spot of bother.
Makes a change. Ding. Makes a change.
And, I am available to be paid to remain here. You bring my family over.
Isn't Andy looking after your wife for you?
No, but I'm looking after your mom.
Oh.
Yeah, so, I am available for that. And if you're in London for the game on Sunday, fancy a pint before the game or after the game, come find us at the Tolly.
Ding.
I'll be wearing Chris's outfit over one leg because that's all.
You're wearing Chris.
I'll be wearing Chris
as a throw. Oh, Chris is here. Say hello, Chris.
This is a genuine Chris hair that I have,
and actually still attached to it.
Very warm, very warm. Keeps me warm and dry.
Are you going to the game, Karl?
I am not. Sadly, I have a christening, I believe.
Oh, what's it with weddings and christenings?
Who christens their child when Arsenal's playing? Like, I don't understand these people. Like, and the person who's christening I'm going to, the father, is an Arsenal fan. And I don't get this nonsense of, like, plan your life around Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like, why would they not do that?
Only christen in June and July.
Some of the regular pack of Wolves that would go to away games missed the Leicester game this weekend because of some stupid wedding or something like that. And the wedding was at night.
Nonsense.
Game was at 2 p.m. The
wedding
was at night.
That's because they got women that tell them what to do. Should be like the 1920s. They put their hand up to speak. I'm allowed to say that, I think. Shan't I?
These are the opinions of Danny alone and nobody else. Just wanna.
Police have just arrived outside.
Oh no! I'm on the run.
I'm usually over in America on the camera. This is I have nothing to do with this. I'm sorry. Well, we're at an hour and a half.
Yes.
Karl has saved us.
Yeah, you've been very good, Karl. Otherwise, it's just been us still talking about pizza and me annoying the waitresses.
She claims she loves him, but
we thought you were hilarious and you made our day.
Please leave. Yeah.
So stop putting grass on everything. I said, do you want any ice? I said, that's not hot ice. She went, isn't that water? I said, yeah, but I don't want water. And she just looks at me. I said, I need some jalapeno on my pizza. It's not on your menu. She went, I'll have a look. I said, yeah, have a look in your handbag, see if you've got any jalapeno. She come back with jalapeno. I said, where'd you get that from? She went, a magical castle. That is verbatim.
He got it done. He got the jalapeno.
No jalapeno on the menu. I think they were jalapeno. They were green.
So if you start singing or hallucinating later, I'll tell you what, just go with it, Danny. Just go with it.
This is show number 420.
If only it was legal over here, I'd be giggling and dribbling like a muppet. And you said a bad word then. I said a Rotherham fan. I wasn't going to say Rotherham fan.
Who said Rotherham fan?
I don't know. Move on.
I think we ought to end this because we have some Pringles to eat, which is the last tradition I think that we're going to do before I head back on the train back to stupid old Highbury.
It's only about a 3-hour walk to get to the train station.
Yeah, I should start now. 4 hours for me.
Yeah, Huntington Ring Road. You'll be fine.
That sounds safe.
It does. No, it is. And I said to him when we pulled up in Huntingdon, don't look at anybody straight in the eye. They're all crack addicts and crack whores here. Shithole.
Yeah, but I didn't expect you to be talking about the people in your house, though. And I'm not talking about, those that we met.
Nobody joined us. How sad is that?
Karl had a
They're jealous. They're jealous of our business. Could be the BDest podcast ever.
It's not right.
Yeah, this was
never again. No more live ones. This is the last chance anyone ever had. But no.
I'm on the final Bergkamp Wonderland live podcast.
Yeah.
The rest of them will be dead podcasts.
When we beat Liverpool 4-0, we're going to be doing a live podcast. I can assure you that. Isn't that right?
We will be glory hunting.
I will join you.
Yeah, Chris will. Chris definitely will. Chris will jump on.
Yeah, I bet he will.
He's always not available, but because he's chatting French football. But as soon as there's emergency podcast or Arsenal win, I'll jump on. Glory hunting.
Fair weather fan.
What are you going to do?
It is. Right, I think we're going to wrap this up. Thank you very much for joining us, Karl. It's nice to see you.
We didn't do user questions.
Oh, you just said this. Well, user question. Anybody got any questions? Begin with the letter Q. Don't have to make any sense if you want.
Here's one from Don One. It says, question for Mike. Are you able to outdrink Owen?
Am I able to what?
Outdrink Owen.
Outdrink Owen. Yes.
I feel very let down that you let someone smoke on your pod. It's disgusting. Reminded me when Gimli was on here. Filthy habit. Stop it.
It was a vape machine. It wasn't a...
Was not.
He didn't smoke in my flat. I can tell you.
You're in the pub.
Oh, in the pub. Right. We're doing video. Well, yeah, okay, fine.
Stop.
Another question for you, Mike.
He's moved on.
So far, of all the ABW members you've met, who's been your favourite? You have to answer.
Oh,
say Simon because he managed to escape.
It's 100% have to be Simon because he's the only one that I
look up to.
Question my sexuality around.
She said in the back, Sean's mum said, "Is Simon good looking then?" And Mike said, "I wanted to do him there and then."
We've had him on the podcast a number of times. He's always been very helpful for the charity. Joined him, and then he walks up at the pub, and there was like a fucking. There was it was a cloudy day, except for the sun came through the clouds, shone directly down on him,
and he was moving without moving his feet.
And when on what is it Beauty and the Beast, the Gaston character, he smiles and the tooth goes ding, your tooth just falls out. His tooth sparkled and was the man is. They're replacing when he passes away. They're replacing the David in Florence, the statue of David, with Simon Collins. I think.
I'm gonna plug Simon because Simon is doing Movember.
I'm gonna plug Simon if he's not careful.
Oh no!
Simon is doing Movember. He's growing his his facial hair and running 60K.
Not in one day.
No, not all in one day. So please go to SR_Collins, that's COLLINGS, and go and sponsor our Simon.
Yes, he's got a very, very modest goal, which I helped this morning when he told me about it. Again, you support us, we support you. It's that simple. I think his goal was 500 pounds. And we're going to blow that out of the water because, again,
it's not a lot.
If we run Gooners versus Cancer. It's really kind of about blood cancers. Movember is about testicular cancer, and it's a great cause. Our fundraising has finished for the year, and we're going to be tabulating everything up. But go to Simon's page if you've got any leftover cash. Go to his page, sponsor him. I told him I would run 6 meters a day. To kind of show solidarity with him.
It's a bit much,
but yeah, please do say. Did I cheer more Palace Equalizer or Villa performance? Oh, the Villa performance. I didn't stop cheering. Palace Equalizer was a moment in time. Villa was 90 minutes of just joy, and the before and the after for Villa being a Friday night with everyone coming into town, meeting my friend John Smythe, who's been. Who's a great guy who comes down for a couple of games a year. just that was that until Leicester, and then until today have been the best days of the trip.
About this one, where's Meadow Park?
Trip to Meadow Park. That's where the women play. It's up at Borehamwood.
Oh, okay.
It's the Borehamwood Stadium. It's where the U23s play. Trip to Meadow Park is simple. You get on at St. Pancras. You get on the Thames Link. You go up to Meadow Park. No, it's Borehamwood.
Don't ask me. Ask Karl.
Where the studios are.
Knows where the trains are.
Ellswood, something like that. Anyway, and I spent a nice couple of hours up there. Went to a pub where I did not belong, but I stayed there anyway. Had a what it was, a Sunday roast.
Did they accept you in the end? Did they?
Like Simon's going to accept me in the end? No. Yes, they
Sunday
did.
Roast.
They did accept me in the end. Had a Sunday roast. Walked down to Meadow Park. Enjoyed it. It was not my first time there. It was my second time, both on October 31st. And on the way back was met by Daniel Robert, who is a podcast connoisseur himself, who met me and had dinner. So lovely day in Meadow Park yesterday. I remember drinking online with Mike. Like, did you just did you dial into my modem and we had drinks together? I don't remember that. If you mean online, like online at the pub, then yes, of course I remember.
No, you don't. Here's one for Karl from formerly knows. What do you think of Tottenham?
I think that
I'm gonna go with a shit.
Oh, what do you think of shit?
Conte and Tottenham.
Oh, it's a double answer.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I really, really want Conte just to flipping capitulate. I really do. I want him to injure Harry Kane because Harry Kane can't press. I want there to be disruption in the dressing room. Just 18 months is for me says a lot. And then Conte leaves to take the Man United job at the end of the season. That would make me laugh so much.
And his track record would say that isn't going to happen. But there's always an end to this run of incredible performances. And there's a lot of friendly banter and disagreements about this in our chats today. And, I rarely say this word, but there's a lot of receipts to collect if Conte is a flop at Tottenham. And so I really, really want that to happen because I just don't think it's guaranteed success. I'm not freaked out about Tottenham. Would I rather they sign some unknown person from some ridiculous club like Nagoya Grampus 8? Probably, because you'd think it would be, I'm not saying him specifically. I'm just saying that, signing some no name isn't always the worst thing in the world, but Conte will have every opportunity to make this team better, but it also has the potential to go spectacularly wrong.
We had a question for you, Karl, about your lighting. I have mentioned this a couple of times and I get told to piss off. Div Yoon says, can we get Karl better lighting? So
I'm going to move. So when I podcast now, I'm going to move to my dining room and put my computer on my dining room table instead of my desk. So yes, I will have better lighting very, very shortly. I actually do have a better camera. You'd think that Apple would provide with
Sorry.
Shout it, you. Yeah, you'd think that my iMac would come with an absolute brilliant camera, but the iMac camera is not very good. But I will.
I do have a camera.
See, I think this question is less about your lighting and more just about not wanting to see Danny and me.
I think it's more about Danny.
Yeah, thank you, Divya. Getting some relief there?
Yeah, my foot was in the wrong position for too fucking long. Oh, mama, that hurts.
So we're in the middle of doing the podcast. This is for the vlog. I'm doing my game day vlog here.
He's eating all my sweeties.
We've got the studio here. Let's see. We've got all the.
Don't give away the magic.
Oh, sorry. I almost gave away the magic, but you have to experience this in your life.
No, you don't. Don't come to my house.
Everyone that's watching this, and I'm going to take the number. I'm going to see who comments on this. The address will follow. and they'll be coming over. Okay? Your life, as you know.
All of ABW won't. I've been asking them for 5 years.
Well, they don't, but you're going to get. Nick Fights will come over.
Most of them don't even have fucking jobs. Where's it gone?
I don't know. I think that's a sign.
Did that record?
No.
You have to do it again.
Wrap it up, Danny. Wrap it up.
Okay. Well, there were some more questions in there, I think, but I can't see them all because we had the camera in just the right place. Mike moved it now. I can't see the questions, the comments until I actually click on them. It's the only way I can see what they are by doing this. Well, now you're moving. Now they can see my bedroom with a red light on. Well, why didn't you put it there in the first place? That's not. No, it's not. It's too far the other way now. Mr. Waffles, you're allowed to come round. There you go.
Is Mike spending the night? I'm not spending the night unless I can't get to my train, in which case I will be spending
your train's every half hour.
Yes, but how am I going to get there?
Oh, I'll ring a taxi.
Okay.
Oh, what have I done? Wrong button. Woohoo!
All right. Carl's like, this has got to end right now. So yeah, because my phone's not even working anymore. All right, we're going to finish these snacks.
No, we're not. I've had enough of them.
We have, what do we have? Fruity Tubes. This sounds really dubious. And look, can I say it?
What?
This has been a Bergkamp Wonderland, an Arsenal podcast with the Podfather,
Podmother,
and Magic Mike, and the savior of this podcast, Karl. Fuck Ellis. Anything else you want to say, Karl? On your own.
Just want to echo your thoughts and say, fuck Ellis.
Thanks for watching, and thank you for being a good host and a mentor for 5+ years. May the next 5+ years be our last 5+ years.
God, imagine if we do another 5 years, no one will be fucking watching.
We'll have negative viewers.
I'll have to start watching it myself. Yes.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Karl.
See you, everyone. Take care.
Thanks, Karl.
Bye.